Oh, it looks like we're live.
It's like we're live.
It's counting.
Hey,
Up to 8 seconds now.
we're live with U Conference. Here today, we're starting a new thing this season called U Conference Facebook Live. I'm Jeff Gorange of the conference, and today I've got with me Aaron Whitehead, the head coach at Olympus High School, along with Scott Duehlmeier, our new president. Scott's taking over for Nate Mayfield. Wrong district. I got 37 of them. So we'd like to bring you an interactive discussion today about football, about the Olympus district. There's a lot of things they do up there. They do really, really well. So please ask your questions. Post them here. Email us at info@uconference.football@gmail.com and contact your presidents at uconferencefootball.org. All of their information is out there live. So give us your likes, give us your shares. Tell us what district you're from. We'd like to hear from you.
Hey, Corey. Hey, David. So you just got a couple people joining.
Oh, hi, Corey and David.
Corey Newton, former player of mine, many, many years ago, now a coach down in Westlake.
Oh, very
Great
cool.
kid. All right, Coach.
Yeah.
Olympus High School. Great tradition, great program.
It's a fun place to be.
Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Oh, you bet. I got started in 1996. I started coaching U Conference football in the Skyline District. Did that for a couple of years with good friends of mine, and then I coached for a year at Skyline, and then went over to East as an assistant for 4. Was the head coach at East for 5 years. Went to BYU as a graduate assistant, and then I went on to Olympus as an offensive coordinator for 2 years. And for the last 8 years, I've been their head coach.
Well, there's a great tradition there. Scott, I believe you went to Olympus High School.
I did go to Olympus, and it's part of that mythos, I guess. You know, we don't leave. But yeah, I graduated from Olympus in '95. I played for a year, and then my off-season activities took me away from football because I destroyed myself. But the time that I had up there playing football was great, and it's actually a lot of fun being the president and actually interviewing guys that are going to be coaching that I played football with. And so it's fun, and it's fun to have that interaction, and it's a great football community. It's a great community to be a part of, and I guess very, very lucky to be a part of it again.
So, Coach, how important is the community to your football program?
See, I think most of our success, I'd say the majority of the success, comes from the support we have from our community members. Our kids come from great homes. The parents are very supportive, and it's a big part for us. We want to make sure that on Saturday mornings, when we're done watching film and doing our lifting and running, we want to make it down to the junior high school and get a chance to watch those kids play and then support them back.
Do you have boys that currently play in the Little League program?
I have one son. I've been blessed with 3 wonderful daughters. None of them play football. And my son is 12 years old. He played for a couple of years and had an unfortunate series of concussions. The majority were at recess, not at football, but at recess at the elementary school there. And so this last year he played flag football. He's still mad at me for that. He enjoyed his experience. I love the fact that he kept playing. And we are working with somebody to see if we can get him back in to play again.
Isn't it interesting? I have boys that played football, baseball, lacrosse, and some of my boys' most severe concussions did not happen on the football field.
No.
They happened on the playground. They happened on their bikes. They happened on the skateboard. But we have parents, we have moms out there very concerned about this. Are you concerned about your boy playing football?
I'm not concerned, and I'll tell you why. There's 2 ways to approach it. You can be proactive or reactive. And if we take the approach on the high school level, where we do a lot of work to help prevent concussions, the majority of our time in the weight room is spent strengthening our necks. We try to teach the proper technique, and I think we had 2 concussions total with a program of 100 kids. And per capita, that's pretty small compared to the other programs in the school where there are quite a bit more concussions with the different sports. I also coach girls golf. We didn't have any concussions this year. But, you know,
Lucky.
Senator Marco Rubio spoke to the USA conference earlier, and he talked about the importance of football and how he's a very strong proponent of the game of football on the youth level, on the high school level, on the college level. And he made the comment there are too many people fearful of putting their sons out to play football, yet they have no problem of letting them get in a car and drive out to prom night, and or to get on a skateboard without a helmet and go down the hill. The chances of getting injured in a car wreck are pretty high. Chances of falling off a skateboard and hurting your head or what have you are high. Parents have no problem putting a screen in front of their kids to the point where they get addicted to playing Angry Birds or something else. And so as long as we take that proactive approach, as long as we're doing a good job and being diligent and with our baseline testing and everything else to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help prevent them, sure, they'll still happen, but not at the same rate.
It's interesting you bring that up. We were back at USA Football Conference, and we went to a lot of meetings, and we met with a lot of different people. One of the things that they talked about was all the sports that the kids should play. These are the doctors that are studying concussions. Yeah. And what do you believe the number one sport? And I'm not bashing on any sports because I love them all, but the number one sport they would not let their son or daughter participate in.
I know it's not girls golf.
Gymnastics was number one.
Yeah, and that's the other one. Cheerleading has a lot too.
And all those flips going up in the air. Another thing is they did not want them involved in the mountain biking, which has become, that cycling is becoming, but there's more injuries coming off of mountain bikes.
I didn't realize that.
Than there is in football.
I have close family members that are coaching high school mountain bike teams.
Oh,
and so that'll be
not bashing on them either.
No. I will bash. I look forward to the 4th of July picnic. I'll bring that up in a hurry.
But they would not allow their kids to be involved in gymnastics. There's other sports as well. Horseback riding was another big one, but organized. So tell me, what does football do for the average kid coming through your program? Are they better students? Are they worse students? There's a stigma out there that they play football to get out of the hood. Well, you don't live in the hood. It's Olympus.
There's parts. I think number one, football teaches accountability, or it helps reinforce accountability. It helps reinforce lessons of and characteristics that are taught in the home, and that's number one thing I love about it is that these young men are relying upon each other. They're relying upon their teammates to make sure they do their job so the team can be successful. It teaches accountability. It builds camaraderie. It builds teamwork, and the ability to collaborate and work with each other. These are skills that will carry them through life, in the business world, through college, in the business world, through their marriage and everything else. These are lifelong skills that they're learning, and that's the reason I love the game so much. For years I've been a baseball guy. I've always loved baseballs, but there's nothing like football to teach these life skills. And I'll tell you, we had a fun season this year, and there were 2 nights that kind of pulled a tear to my eye. Senior night, as these kids were coming up and hugging me and expressing their gratitude, and losing that semifinal game, the same thing. Just the heartache that they were going to feel with knowing that on Monday they weren't coming back to practice to being with each other. And I've been involved coaching a lot of different sports. I've been fortunate to be around great coaches and great kids, but there's nothing like football that builds that.
One of the funnest things, having coached for 30 years, one of the funnest things is for me walking out on a field and seeing one of my former players, like Corey Newton. Corey, give us some love there. Like Corey, coaching their boys.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate reward. I can't tell you the camaraderie that stays with these kids, and they remember each other, and as they look up their football family long before they look up, oh, that person was in my math class.
So the funnest thing for me is to be with my son. I have a 12-year-old son, as I mentioned, whether at Five Guys or anywhere else, going to grab a bite or going to the store and having an old player, whether it's from East or whether it's from Olympus, come up and get excited to see each other. And my son absolutely loves that. He gets it, and he gets him excited to keep playing the game too.
Scott?
I've got a great kid. I coached his boy, and he's not afraid of him playing football, but he should be afraid of him taking his job, because his boy, even at age 10, could probably our junior A team. His knowledge of the game was awesome. It was so much fun, and I got to give a shout out. Brittany, hi, tagged her boy Levi. I coached Levi a number of years ago. So, hi, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Levi. And the Three Stooges by Olympus Rugby Club. I know who's behind that. How's it going? But anyway, please.
So, Does your wife have a problem with your sons playing ball?
You know, that's the funny thing is my wife and I have, daily conversations about football. She's worried about the concussion, of course, right? But, my daughters play soccer and they do tumbling and they do gymnastics and those type of things. And the ultimate thing is my boy comes home after every football practice with a big smile on his face. And he's like, oh, and we did this, and I had this idea for a play, and I told coach, and we did this, and it was great. And what's really cool about it is like coach said, the lessons that they're learning, even at this young age, I mean, even down to the Grammys, they learn this brotherhood. They learn, responsibility. They learn accountability and respect. And, you see some of the kids nowadays and it's just like, man, what has happened to some of these kids? But it's like, if you look at the kids that come up, like my boy and his group of friends, they don't even go to, a lot of them don't go to the same schools as each other, but they've played football together. And that's what binds them together. And, what's really cool to see, and that one of the things my wife loves is this football family. You alluded to it earlier, but this concept of a football family where you can, go to your friend's house like 2 miles away because you played football with them, and the parents, and you trust them, and it's even if they haven't seen each other for 3 months, they get together and they pick up right where they left off. And so it's awesome. We love it, and my wife loves that aspect of the game.
My wife still talks about all of our friends that we have that we would have never had
Yep.
had it not been for football.
Yep.
So, hey, look, Amy Nance, your liaison just joined us. Hey,
Hi, Amy.
How you doing?
Amy's awesome.
We love Amy. So, Coach, in this off season, how can kids prepare to play football in the fall? What is it they can do? Because some of these kids, they're young.
Yeah.
Do they need trainers?
So the number one thing beyond anything else, make sure you're on top of your grades. And it doesn't matter if you're in high school, if you're 8 years old, make sure you're on top of your grades. A coach loves a young man who takes his academics serious because we know we can trust them when they're on the field. Number two, just be active. We're talking about the youth conference, I hope that you're playing baseball. I hope that you're playing lacrosse. I hope you're playing rugby. I hope you're running track. It doesn't matter what you're playing at this time. Be active, stay active. And so by the time you get ready for that first practice, it's not going to kill you. And just be excited and have some enthusiasm about it. There's nothing like, there's certain smells that trigger memories. And the number one smell for me is just that freshly cut grass. Now, we're in a time and day now where I think every game we play this year will be on artificial turf. And that's amazing for me to say that when you think back 10 years ago, there's only 1 or 2 in the valley.
1 or 2.
But just love that smell of grass. But yeah, it just, and I think another thing, and I feel very strongly about this, get a paper route, start mowing lawns, start saving your money so you can help pay for playing football. And I think that gives it a little bit of better experience. The young men who pay for their experience or help contribute to it, it means a little bit more to them because they sacrifice a little bit to get that experience.
Yeah, I'm going to get back. You made a comment here that I think
Okay.
is very appropriate. Jeremy, Kylie, hey, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Jamie, good to see you down in Westlake.
All right,
No,
Jamie.
Cedar Valley. Sorry, switch schools. Hey, you brought up being active.
Uh-huh.
So you're a coach that doesn't believe in football year-round.
I think that kills athletics.
Oh, great.
And I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Let's talk
I'll
about
go
that.
off on this just for a second. I was very fortunate when I coached at East High School. The basketball coach there, Skip Lowe, and I were good friends, and we shared athletes. Terry Harwood, the baseball coach at the time, we shared athletes as well. At Olympus, our basketball coach, he's a tremendous coach, runs one of the best programs out there, Matt Barnes. We're great friends. We share athletes as well. Carlin Phelps, our baseball coach, we just work around each other's programs. Coaches get a little territorial. I understand that. We're able to say, okay, he can skip this camp for us, go to this camp for you. But if you're playing a sport, number one, you're representing your community, you're representing your school, and you're learning skills, and you're creating friends. We talked about that friendship in football. The same friendships can be built in basketball or track or wrestling. Wrestling's a big sport. But the whole idea is that you're continually being active, you're continuing to take accountability and giving your best foot forward. But yeah, absolutely stay active. If we had more time, I would just love to sit and talk about the dangers of specializing in one sport and how it kills a school, how it kills the athletics in a school. And my biggest fear, and I'm not afraid to say this, and I can see it happening at times, is that we'll lose athletics in high school and all become club sports across the board. And I think that's detrimental to society as a whole. And as we start focusing or specializing in these different areas, that could come to be.
So get out there, play baseball, play basketball, wrestle, just do something. Don't use these.
No.
Let Scott use those. He's really good at them.
I can do that. No, totally fine.
Yeah,
That's connected to my
we've taken our Xbox and have hidden it at our house, and I think that's the worst. I love it personally. When my son started beating me at Madden about 8 years ago, he's 12. That's when we started putting that away.
Well, guys, we appreciate you coming by. We appreciate you spending a few minutes out of your day.
Oh, thank you
for having us.
And hey, if you got one thing to say to your players out there, what is it, Coach?
Oh, they know.
They know?
They know.
What do their parents need to know?
Oh, they know.
Besides get their grades up and go to class.
To be accountable. They're just, hey, thank you to the parents. You guys are awesome. I think Olympus is the best job out there. I'm very fortunate to be here. Greatest community out there. Absolutely love it. So we have our parent meeting. Parents are out there. We have our parent meeting a week from Monday, 6 o'clock in the lecture hall at Olympus. Promise not to go more than 30 minutes. I always hold to that.
Scott, how's your signups going?
Signups are going great.
Do we need more?
Of course we do.
There's a 12-year-old.
We absolutely.
There's a 12-year-old thinking about it?
I would love to have him back. That'd be so awesome. But yeah, registration is open. And just go to our Facebook page right up there. It's tagged. You'll be able to see it. Registration's open. We've interviewed our coaches. We'll be announcing them soon. Really excited for this season. It's going to be a lot of fun. The board is really excited for it. And yeah, go register to play football. Yeah, awesome to have you out.
Guys, grateful you came.
Thank you.
Grateful to spend a few minutes with us.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you.
Go Olympus. Go Ute Conference.
Go Ole.
Go sign up today at uteconferencefootball.org. Have a great season.
Thanks, everybody.
I can't find my.
I don't think I swore, did I?
You know what? I don't even know anymore.